All right, guys. We are the East champions.
East champs.
Woo!
We'll keep going.
Well, we'll keep going this time. This is like number 3. We just keep busting out laughing. East champions beat Florida in the Swamp. Great
First
game.
time ever for
First
both
time ever.
events.
I mean, great performance all around the ball, except for kickoff for coverage, kickoff coverage, and
that was pretty bad.
But whatever. I mean, I will say this on that coverage. Gilmore was being held, but it didn't get called. But whatever, that's in the past. I don't really care.
On the opening kickoff, you mean?
Yeah.
And it looked like to me that we had everybody stacked to the right, and it was kicked to the left. But obviously, it doesn't matter because they got one meaningless touchdown after that one. They didn't play. Doesn't matter what the score is. We kicked their butt straight up. A lot of more ran all over them. Garcia pretty much threw whoever he wanted to throw the ball to. Defense, we've been hating on you. They played awesome.
Yeah, you stepped up.
They didn't. I'm surprised that Meyer didn't try to take some more long shots down the field than what he did.
I am too. I mean,
he kind of dinked and dunked all game, but either way, the defense stepped up, made some plays. It was the best game we played all year long. I think even better than Alabama. Maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, and for the circumstances, because I mean, it was a win the game, and you win the East or you don't. I mean, it was, and we stepped up, and Florida obviously did.
Oh yeah, I mean, statistically and everything, yeah, we blew that Alabama game out of the water. We were still scoring a lot. Defensively, we played way better, and I mean, and it was on the road in one of the toughest places to play in the country.
Right.
I mean, it was a monumental win.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you can give all the stuff you want about Florida being down and not having a good year, but Florida's still Florida. The Swamp's still the Swamp. And Urban Meyer's still Urban Meyer. Now you can say what you want to about the players that they have and their quarterback situation, but still a tough place to play. And in the SEC, it doesn't matter where you go on the road, it's tough. And then you got Florida, and you got 90,000 people, screaming at you. It's a big deal to go in there and get the win, obviously, because it's the first time we've done it. So,
I mean, everyone is going to say that the SEC East is down or whatever. But I'm going to go out on a line right here, and I'm going to say that Florida's going to beat Florida State, and Georgia's going to beat Georgia Tech. And, I mean, I still think that the SEC is the best conference in the league, and, I stand by what I say. I mean, granted, it is a rivalry game, and everything, can go any way, But, I mean, I'm going to say that, you can look at them two teams and say that, well, they're down, but I still think that they're going to beat their ACC rivals.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because a championship's a championship. A division championship, something that we've not had since I've been alive.
Ever.
We won an ACC championship in '69, I believe.
I mean, you were both definitely not alive then.
I wasn't even thought of. So, I mean,
my dad was 9.
Yeah, your dad was like 9. I mean, granted. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a small step, I guess you'd say, towards the big goal. Right. Well, it's not really a small step, but we're not quite where we want to be. We want the full SEC championship,
right. But the good thing is we put ourselves in a position to win it this year.
Oh yeah.
And you can't get to the SEC championship game without winning your division first.
So I mean,
so we're halfway there.
Yeah.
Living on a prayer, as Bon Jovi would say.
Oh, I know.
And we get to play Auburn again, who we played earlier this year, and we're beating by 2 touchdowns on the road.
Yeah.
So I definitely think we can hang with them and all that stuff with Cam Newton. That's kind of dominating the talk of college football, but it obviously hadn't affected his play because
he's still good.
He's still playing lights out. So defense is going to have to continue the good play if we're going to beat Auburn. And we can't let up. Now that we've got the division unlocked, we still got 2 games.
Yeah.
And those 2 games, one's a rivalry game. We got Clemson, and then we got Troy this coming week. Use that time to prepare.
Yeah.
Go hard in practice. Just because you've won the division, it's not over.
Oh, no, it's not.
And the goal is to win the SEC championship and go to the Sugar Bowl, and we can do that. But we can't let up. We got to keep pushing and still learn from the mistakes. There were some mistakes in the Florida game.
Yeah, I mean,
and learn from them and get better.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there was some mistakes that we need to overcome. Like kick coverage and things
kick
like
coverage
that.
sucks.
It's pretty bad. But I mean, it's whatever. I mean, as long as we win the game, I guess you can't have too many complaints. But it's like you said, we won the division, but it's not over yet. I mean, right now we're 7-3, and we're looking at going to the Sugar Bowl at best, or but worse, the Peach Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe even worse than that. I mean, so there's still a lot to play for. I mean, so you got that to look forward to, and we got Troy coming in and Clemson, like you said, and I mean, one of them's a rivalry game, so anything goes,
Right.
and then the other one's one of them. Well, it's a smaller school, but their strengths are our weaknesses.
Right.
Their strengths match up against our weaknesses.
Troy throws the ball around, and we'll talk about that more in the Troy video.
Yeah.
But they do some things that could cause some matchup issues. But nonetheless, we won the East. It's cool for Spurrier to do it. At the stadium that he practically built. Everybody knows that he dominated the SEC in the '90s and the early 2000s in Florida. And it was cool to see him after the game happy. He doesn't smile too much, but you could definitely tell that this is where he wants to be. You talked about since day one winning the SEC championship. But like I said, first you got to win the division, and we did that. It probably took a little longer than fans wanted it to. I think this is the 7th year now, but we got it done. And the good thing is we've got all of our core players coming back next year.
Yeah.
So we should be just as dangerous, if not more so, next year. And it was cool to see them, give him the Gatorade bath and kind of carry him off onto the field.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I was pretty patient about it. I mean, I didn't expect, just because Spurrier joined our staff, that Florida would quit being Florida, Georgia would quit being Georgia,
Right.
and Tennessee would quit being Tennessee. That's
Right.
just not how it works. I mean, yeah, they're not performing at national championship levels like they have before, but I mean, they're still who they are. I mean, they're still, they still win games. I mean, it's just the East was just going into this year. It was just a really crazy division.
And it was crazy because, like you said, Georgia wasn't Georgia, and Tennessee and Florida's not Florida, but that's what made it cool because anybody could have won that division.
Yeah.
Kentucky was in it for a while,
Yeah.
and Tennessee was mathematically still in it for a while, and Tennessee's bad. About the only team that was really out of it is Vanderbilt, up to a couple of weeks ago. So it was cool that we were able to, kind of got our way through, even the bad loss to Kentucky.
Yeah.
In the end, it didn't end up hurting us. So, it's obviously good to win the division for the first time ever and make the trip down to Atlanta. But I know Spurrier's not satisfied, and they shouldn't be. It's cool that you can put the banner up and say you won the East, but it's a whole lot better if you can say you won the SEC championship.
So, yeah.
And that's the goal. And like I said, it's doable. We're playing Auburn. But it was a team effort. There was some issues, like I said, kick return and kick coverage is not very good. I don't know what the deal is, but it was not good. But the defense stepped up.
Oh yeah.
Our defensive line was awesome as usual.
Yeah.
Pressure on no matter who Florida had in quarterback, whether it was Burton or John Brantley or whoever they had back there quarterback, we were getting pressure on, and Florida could really get nothing going. After that kickoff return, it was nothing.
Yeah.
They got absolutely nothing until 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter when we had
the prevent
going. So we dominated. I think at halftime Florida had 51 total yards.
Yeah.
Marcus Lattimore actually outgained the entire Florida offense for the entire game. He had an unbelievable game.
Yeah.
40 carries, most in school history. Most yards by a freshman with 217 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's got 964 on the year, so we're on pace to have two guys go over 1,000 yards, running back and receiver, and Alshon and Lattimore. That's never happened in South Carolina. So we're making strides. But like I said, the season's not over. We still got 2 games.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not over, and don't get me wrong. We've had, like Ryan Clary said today. I don't really agree with him a lot, but he was ranting about something when I listened to the radio today. I didn't get to hear all of it, but he did say that South Carolina, they're there. They've had 2 wins that we've had this year, probably in our top 5 wins of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's just
top 2 wins of all time, maybe.
Probably.
I mean,
yeah, they might be the 2 best wins that we've ever had.
And it's not often that you can say you beat Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida all in the same year, and Alabama was number 1 at the time.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen. It doesn't matter if you're South Carolina or you're Florida.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen too often.
Oh no.
And this year really lined up perfectly for us to make a run, and we were able to to not screw it up.
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way, guys. We swept the Big Three, and we're 2-0 against the Orange Crush. I mean,
Doesn't happen that often.
it's never happened.
Never.
Never happened. I mean, Blake Mitchell was the only one to even beat the Big Three.
Right.
Let alone
the same year.
Let alone the same year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Garcia, is the greatest quarterback that we've ever had, but right now he's looking to be the most decorated that we've ever had.
And the good thing you see in Garcia is people have been giving him a hard time over the year, but he didn't make the crucial mistake in the game. And I'm one of those guys that I'm not a doomsday guy, but when they returned that opening kickoff, I was kind of like, here we go, because it seems like when that kind of stuff happens, we don't know how to recover it. And especially being on the road, the crowd was into it. But that's the first time I've really seen us take a hit like that and just punch right back. I mean, because we didn't look back. I mean, we took one on the chin and then we just started giving it to him. And Garcia didn't make the big mistake. Alshon didn't have near as many yards as he normally does, but that's good because we've got other guys that can step up, and obviously Marcus Lattimore stepped up, and Justice Cunningham made some big catches, and it was a team effort. I mean, everybody was involved. Great performance by the offensive line, obviously, as you can tell by how many rushing yards that we had. So, it was all around just a good game.
Yeah, I mean, there's been very few games that I can remember that, when something bad happened, that we remained positive and kept it going and ended up, doing the right things and getting back on track. I can't really think of when it started to go downhill for us that, this year that we recovered from it. Auburn, in the fourth quarter, it just went downhill and we never recovered. Kentucky, when, we went downhill, never recovered. And Arkansas, when we went downhill, on that fake punt.
We definitely didn't recover.
We didn't recover from that. I mean, we'd have to go back to last year when C.J. Spiller took that kickoff back that we recovered and still played a solid game and got the win. So, I mean, it's a great win. I'm very proud to be a Gamecock. It's something that I've waited 22 years on, and I'm hoping that we just keep it up. I mean, I think it's now safe to say that that New Carolina really is here.
Yeah, we are here. We've talked about that. We're at the corner.
Yeah.
Are we going to turn right and turn the corner, or are we going to go back to the gas station?
Yeah.
And I think we've turned the corner, and the thing that comes with that, though, is that now that you're there, you've got to keep it up.
Yeah.
Next year, fans are going to expect you to be good.
Yeah.
So it puts pressure on the players, it puts pressure on the coaches, but it's a good pressure because I would rather have the pressure of winning than of trying to handle other stuff. So
I totally agree.
It was a good win. We're East champs, but still got the SEC championship game to play, and we still got a couple of the games to play. So, but we're excited.
Yeah.
Look out for the Troy video.
Yeah.
We'll have an SEC preview, Clemson preview.
And we'll see you then.